Hi guys, I'm Chris. Welcome to World List. After this video, chances are you'll be daydreaming about what type of car you'll buy if money were no object. Today I'll be talking about 11 of the rarest and most expensive cars of all time. Benz CLK GTR. This sleek and flashy speedster is both a sports car and a race car, and was designed for competition at the FIA GT Championship Series in 1997. With a 6-liter, 12-cylinder engine, the Mercedes-Benz CLK GTR packs some serious power. As a stipulation of the competition, Mercedes-Benz was required to produce a fleet of road-legal versions of the car, which performed quite well in the race. A total of 25 were made, as true to the original race car design as possible, and powered by an enhanced 6.7-liter, 604-horsepower engine. According to the company, these changes allowed the car to top out at 62 miles an hour in just 3.8 seconds with a maximum speed of 214 miles per hour. Boy, that's a sentence. At the time of its release, the CLK GTR was the most expensive production car ever, with an astounding $1.5 million price tag. But even if you can afford one, it's unlikely you'll find one for sale due to its rarity. Can't hurt to dream though, right? Number 10. Rolls-Royce 15 HP. Rolls-Royce has been making some of the world's most magnificent cars since 1904. Over the years, the company has built a reliable name for itself and has even branched out into the aircraft industry, expanding their reputation for quality with manufacturing of jet engines. But Rolls-Royce has proven that some things become better with age. The 15 HP, which was first created in 1905, is the second oldest and the rarest Rolls-Royce vehicle that remains in existence. The most recently built 15 HP is around 113 years old. It still runs, and it's equipped with a 3-speed manual gearbox and a 3.1-liter engine. Its maximum speed is 39 miles an hour. Pretty fast for a car made in 1905. Only 6 of these cars were ever built. So what is the rare 15 HP valued at? Due to its historical value and collectability, the insured replacement is estimated at around $35 million. Number 9. The LaFerrari. The LaFerrari is the most expensive Ferrari ever made. When the special edition LaFerrari came out in 2013, it was considered a privilege to own one. So much so that prospective buyers actually had to apply to purchase one. The company received over 1,000 applications, but only produced 499 of the hybrid sports cars. One buyer circumnavigated the application process when he purchased one of the cars used for $3 million from billionaire casino magnate Steve Wynn. The buyer paid more than double the original price tag of $1.4 million. In December 2016, the LaFerrari earned the distinction of being the most valuable 21st century automobile ever sold at auction when one was auctioned off for $7 million. That record was broken again in 2017 to the tune of $10 million. Number 8. A Ferrari Enzo/Popemobile. Trust me, it sounds a lot weirder than it actually is. Only 400 of the Ferrari Enzo were ever produced. The company gifted the very last one ever made to Pope John Paul II in 2005. Instead of cruising around in the hot sports car, which never resembled a Popemobile as we tend to think of one, John Paul II saw a better use for the vehicle. As an act of generosity that remained true to the beloved Pope's reputation, he auctioned it off and donated the proceeds towards helping victims recover from the 2004 tsunami that had ravaged parts of South Asia. The car was sold to an American collector for a grand total of nearly $1 million. However, it was auctioned off again in 2015, this time in Mexico, and for $6 million. Number 7. A 1982 Porsche 956. This record-breaking Porsche, which sold at auction for $10 million, is the most expensive car the company has ever made. It was built in 1982 for the FIA World Sports Car Championship. Thanks partially to its 630 horsepower engine, it can travel up to 250 miles per hour, and once broke a world record as the fastest car to lap the Nürburgring, a famed racetrack at an equally well-known motorsports complex in Germany. After holding the record for 35 years, it was finally defeated in June of this year by another Porsche. There are additional perks to owning a car that's not only expensive and rare, but once held a world title. Beyond the perks that typically come along with being the wealthy owner of a car worth more than most people's home, the legendary car affords its owner an extra privileged status by getting them invited to exclusive shows, parties, and vintage racing events around the globe. Number 6. The McLaren F1 LM. From 1998 until 2005, the ultra-rare McLaren F1 held the record for the world's fastest production car, after reaching 241.1 miles per hour. The F1 is McLaren's rarest model to date. The impressive sports car has only increased in value since its debut in 1992. During the 90s, the brand new car generally went for a little under $1 million. Any sports car enthusiast would be thrilled to get their hands on an F1, which was referred to in 1994 by British magazine Autocar as the finest driving machine yet built for the public road. In August 2015, Sotheby's auctioned off a 1998 F1 LM for $13,750,000, the highest price the model has ever sold for. Only 6 of its kind were ever manufactured. And the shiny orange F1 isn't just outwardly magnificent. With a 12-cylinder engine, a 6-speed manual transmission, and a brake horsepower of 680. Now, there are a few drawbacks to the car that came with an 8-figure price tag. It's missing several features you'd typically expect in a luxury sports car, especially such an expensive one, including cup holders and a radio. Number 5. 1927 Bugatti Royale. At a length of 21 feet and a weight of 7,000 pounds, the Bugatti Royale, also known as the Type 41, is no ordinary antique car. It's one of the largest cars in the world, with one of the biggest engines ever created. Nobody initially tested the car to see how fast it could go, but judging based on its side, speed clearly isn't the Royale's strong suit. Bugatti intended for the Royale to be the most luxurious car in the world. However, after the onset of a global depression in 1929, even royalty stopped spending frivolously. Ultimately, not a single one of the cars was sold to royalty. King Zog of Albania expressed an interest in purchasing one, but Bugatti turned down the offer, citing the ruler's allegedly rude table manners. In the absence of a viable customer base, only 7 of these mammoth cars were ever made during the production period, which lasted from 1927 until 1933. To make matters worse, only 3 of them were ever sold. Bugatti wrecked one of the cars in 1931, but 6 of them still exist. Each car possesses a different body, adding to their uniqueness, and most of them are on display in museums throughout the world. One, known as the Kellner car, is privately owned. It would be difficult to measure the value of the Royale in modern terms, but we can get an idea based on the most recent sale of one, which took place in 1999 for an astounding $20 million. Number 4, 1958 Oldsmobile F88 GM concept car. This stylish convertible is considered to be one of the most influential cars of all time. Designed as a dream car, its body is made of fiberglass. It touts a Super 88 V8 engine, the same chassis as a Corvette, and an instrument panel that was later used in the Cutlass. The F88 is largely credited with starting a revolutionary new era of car aesthetics. Despite its influence on the automobile industry, only 4 of the F88 were ever made. 2 are privately owned, and their whereabouts are unknown. Another was supposedly destroyed in a fire, but the rumor remains unconfirmed. The remaining F88 was sold at the Barrett-Jackson car collector auction in 2005 for over $3 million to a couple by the names of John and Maureen Hendricks. It's on permanent display at the Gateway, Colorado Automobile Museum. It even has its own showroom, indicating just how important the rare car is. Number 3, 2005 Maybach Accelero. Built by German manufacturer Maybach in 2005, this futuristic-looking high-performance sports car is one of a kind. It was originally commissioned by a tire company known as Fulda, a German subsidiary of Goodyear, to test the range of their Carrot Excello tires. To fully test the tire's limits, it was important that the car was designed to be capable of driving at speeds in excess of 217 miles per hour. The builders and engineers delivered. Powered by a twin-turbo V12 engine, the 2.5-ton Accelero has a top speed of 218 miles per hour. It was listed for sale in 2005, the same year it was built, but remained on the market until 2011, when rapper Birdman purchased it for a cool $8 million. Number 2, Captain Nemo's car. Considered by some to be the most unique car in the world, this eccentric contraption was used in the 2003 film League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, starring Sean Connery. It was designed specifically for the movie and is entirely functional, but even if you were fortunate enough to own it, you wouldn't be able to take it into public for a joyride. Disappointingly, Captain Nemo's car is not road legal. The 24-foot-long car, it's more than half the length of a standard American school bus. The massive convertible started out as a Land Rover and was then modified using a steel frame. finally it was covered in an elegant ivory-colored fiberglass frame. You can adjust the height of the ride, which is equipped with hydraulics and rests on 6 28-inch wheels. In addition to the original, there's an identical replica, which was built by a fanatic of the car. The original sold at auction in 2015 for 30,000 English pounds, or 40 to 45,000 US dollars, making Captain Nemo's car the most affordable on today's list. Number 1. The 1963 Ferrari 250 GTO. In stark contrast to Captain Nemo's car, the next item on our list is the most expensive car ever sold. Between 1962 and 1964, 36 were built. Only 36. In June of this year, a 1963 250 GTO sold for a record-breaking $70 million to an unidentified American businessman. Known as the Holy Grail model, it won first place in one of the world's most historic and famous motor races, the Tour de France in 1964. Fitted with a 3-liter 12-cylinder engine, it's completely road legal, with a brake horsepower of 300 and a top speed of 174 miles per hour. The 250 GTO is reportedly the most sought-after classic car, due to its rarity, its appearance, and its performance on both public roads and on the racetrack. Ferrari historian Marcel Massini predicts that within the next 5 years, a 250 GTO will sell for at least $100 million. I guess that's something for the proud new owner to think about if he ever gets bored with it.